That is how a Farfetch'd managed to take down arguably one of the most competitive decks in Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket, and that's it. Hey guys, this is Justin. Hello and welcome to another video, and I'm really excited for this one because we're testing out what very well be my favorite deck in the game right now. It's a deck which is super friendly to free-to-play players, it's very powerful, and it ties in really nicely to the Fire Wonder Pick event, which is going on right now. You've probably heard this deck, you've probably seen it. It's often called Blaine Chip Damage, or Blaine Fire, or Blaine Early Damage, and the strategy is pretty simple. Let's first take a look at the Blaine card in case you haven't seen it. So, Blaine gives plus 30 damage to Ninetales, Rapidash, or Magmar. We're going to ignore Magmar, and we're going to build this deck around both Ninetales and Rapidash, as well as, of course, their lower evolutionary Pokemon, Vulpix and Ponyta. And I'll sort of explain how this deck works, and what other cards you want to consider bringing along. The point of this deck is you want to output damage extremely quickly. And if you look at Ponyta, and if you look at Rapidash, if you play first, you put your Ponyta down, you get your first actual turn to move, you play Rapidash, you can be doing, with a Blaine, 70 damage almost right away. With Ninetales, you can really quickly be doing 120 damage, and you can take other players before they're ready, before they've set up their, higher energy Pokemon. You can whittle down an EX Bird extremely quickly with this deck. So on that note, let's take a look at some of the other cards that I've chose to bring along. As always, I recommend Pokeball and Professor's Research just to help with deck management. However, you need to be very, very careful. Blaine is a supporter card. You can only play one supporter card a turn. I personally get into a bad habit sometimes where I'll just play a Professor's Research if I have it, then realize, yeah, I needed Blaine to kill the Pokemon. Same with Sabrina. Sabrina is great because with this deck, it's not super often that you're taking down a really tanky Pokemon in one shot. So if they do get to the back lines, use Sabrina, get it back in the fight. Although keep in mind, you will not be able to play Blaine immediately afterwards, nor Giovanni. I do include one Giovanni in this deck just for a little extra damage. X speed is really nice as well. You need to establish your damage early on. That's one of the main keys to this deck. And you'll notice, Vulpix, for example, no damage. The only attack they have is one, which prevents damage against them. So you need to get a damage dealer out ASAP. The X speed helps, fix early bad RNG while still continuing to generate energy. The other Pokemon that I really like to include in this deck is Farfetch'd, simply because if you don't have anything set up right away, Farfetch'd is an excellent first option. 40 damage with 1 energy. That's a lot. That's enough to kill other Pokemon without even having to bring out any of your big fire heavy hitters. So Farfetch'd is a good option. If you want alternatives, you could include another potion, you could include another Giovanni. A Meowth helps for deck management. You could do Magmar, or you could even try Centiskorch as well in its lower evolution if you do want something to passively build up energy in the background. The thing about this deck is it doesn't take a lot to get it fully powered up. Now, the Ninetales, it does burn 1 energy with its flamethrower, but the Ponyta and the Rapidash you can empower in 1 turn. So it's really nice like that. It's a little less RNG dependent compared to something like the Moltres Charizard deck, where you not only need to get Moltres early and Charmander early, you need to get this middle Charmeleon and Charizard. This can really tear those decks apart just because it is faster. You keep the tempo up with cards like Farfetch'd, but that's enough talking. Let's actually try it out in some battles, and just to keep things interesting, we're going to go into Versus and Event Match, just because a lot of the time you're grinding for these 45 wins. You'll be playing against people with pay-to-win decks, with full EX loadouts, and this deck is very accessible. So, I'll be back when we find a match. Alright, so we found a matchup here, and I actually tested this deck out 4 times before recording. I mean, I've been playing it sort of all week, but I did 4 proper matches. We played 1 Pikachu EX, we played 1 Moltres Charizard deck, we actually played a mirror matchup as well. And then the last one, I think, was a Starmie deck, and we won all but that Starmie matchup. So I really like the setup we have here. We're going to start with Farfetch'd because we do get that initial 40 damage right off the bat, which it can surprise people. And then we'll be able to build up Ninetales. It looks like, I guess, we're playing a Dragonite deck, so this should be interesting. I will not lie, I don't have really any experience playing Dragonite, so we'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, you can see right here, 2 Leak Slaps and this Dratini is done. But most likely they'll have a Dragonair pretty quickly, but the only thing that we didn't get in the opening hand, which I really like to get, is a Blaine itself. So it looks like they're probably going to use an X speed here. One thing that's important with this deck, which I do want to mention, you need to make sure that you always have a distraction on the bench. You don't want your Ninetales to come out before it's ready. Ponyta is not really a problem because you can empower it right away, but the Ninetales is really the trump card here, so you need to protect that. Always get as many basic Pokemon on the deck as you can for this one. So I'm guessing he'll play an X speed here and retreat. Seems like they've had some decent RNG so far. Okay, no retreat. They're happy to just... that's fine. We'll power up our Ninetales. And we'll also call our Rapidash. And we will use our Professor's Research. And again, what I'm really hoping to see here is at least one Blaine. There we go. We'll use that Pokemon Ball too. It's always good when you get a Pokeball, unless you're... It's good to use it just because that means we won't be drawing a basic Pokemon next time we pull a card, which we don't need any more basics right now. I will go ahead and just drop her anyway. Go ahead and Leak Slap that Dratini to death. And yeah, pretty good start so far. Okay, so this is fine. Even if we do get put to sleep here, we'll come back with our Ninetales, and we will also start empowering our second Ninetales most likely. Actually, we won't really be able to. Lucky Misty, okay. That is the one thing about the deck. Once you do have Ninetales out there, there's not a ton you can do to charge up other Pokemon. Although sometimes you'll make the oh wait, we can't retreat while asleep. I forgot about that. Okay, well that's fine. We'll just go ahead and drop this here. And I don't think there's anything we can do. Just end the turn. I imagine at some point there will be a full heal item. They're gonna kill Farfetch, that's fine. He served his purpose anyway. It does, you know, take away a bit of our flexibility having another knock against us, but it's fine. If he's not familiar with this deck, he might think the Dragonair is capable of surviving a Ninetales, but he won't be. Not with Blaine. But we're going to try to keep that a little secret. So yeah, we'll go ahead and call our Ninetales. One thing that I did find while playing this deck, which is pretty interesting, is if certain status effects only affect the actual Pokemon that is hit with them. So I'm not sure how sleep works, but for Vulpix's, I think it's Tail Wag she uses, where it stops the enemy from attacking. If my Vulpix got Tail Wagged, after it's evolved to a Ninetales, that status effect no longer it doesn't stick with my Pokemon. Not all work like that. Dig, for example, doesn't stop an opponent from attacking. It protects Dugtrio. So no matter what sort of swapping you do there, it doesn't matter. But yeah, good to know. I guess he's just hoping he gets a sleep on me, which there's not a he needs the Dragonite. That was my baby. So hopefully we get a good coin toss. If we do, that's GG, and we didn't. Somewhat frustrating, but certainly not the end of the world. If he manages to get a Dragonite going, that would be a little scary, but the way it's looking now, he's going to kill my Ninetales, and then my other one should be able to come and finish it. So this isn't the most competitive meta deck. Sorry, I'm getting Facebook notifications. Not the most competitive meta deck, but still pretty good. Okay, he conceded. I think the writing was on the wall there. Let's go ahead and play another one that was really short. And I turned my... You won't hear any more Facebook messages. We almost leveled up too. If we can manage to level up, we'll end this. We'll end this with a pull. That was also some really quick matchmaking. I was tempted to bring this into the no EX queue that I showed you guys last video, but this is honestly a better test of the deck, I think. And it's strong, man. Like, it really is strong, especially against decks like Charizard. I find this really does a good job. So, not ideal. Again, we've got Vulpix, but on the plus side, we at least do have Ninetales ready. It's really nice to have that early chip damage. Okay, so another... Definitely another off meta deck here a little bit. So hopefully, I'm just going to pull this Pokeball just to get rid of some of the... My hope is that we can get an X speed here. If we can get an X speed, we actually should be able to knock this Coughing out in one turn. We'll see. Actually, we don't have a Blaine yet. I thought we had a Blaine. We just have a Giovanni, so it doesn't really matter. We'll probably just go... We probably will just go the Ninetales route, but I also would really like to have a Ninetales building up on the bench. So when I do get an X speed, I'll probably swap it in. Okay. That's fine, I suppose. Let's go ahead and evolve Rapidash. I'm tempted... One retreat. I am tempted to throw... Whatever. I'm overthinking things. We'll keep her going. I like the Ninetales to not take hits. I like it to come off the bench and do damage. But he doesn't have a whole lot ready right now. And Kadabra, I think Kadabra's attack is 3. Weezing is deadly, but I'm happy we kept Ninetales out because we can knock him in one shot as well. But we are going to be taking that poison damage, so that sucks. But I'm glad we got Blaine. I'm going to put Farfetch'd as well. Let's go ahead and drop the energy on Ninetales. So we'll do 90 plus 30. My math ain't great, but it's good enough. And there we go. So despite the art, Weezing isn't an EX. It's just a shiny, regular Pokemon. I don't know if bringing your Pokemon to the deck or to the back changes its status effect or not, but right now we'll probably just keep trying to nuke. I think it still does suffer poison damage from the deck or from the bench. So we're just going to keep nuking with Ninetales. I think is he gonna X speed his Coughing out. No, okay. Okay, so I'm not gonna put that on because I am just really hoping that we can get another Ninetales set up. But for now, we don't even need the extra energy or the extra damage. That's enough. But the poison is going to kill us now, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, the poison is going to kill us. What I'd really like to see, actually... never mind. I was going to say what I really would have liked to see is a Sabrina, because we could have got that. Okay, this is getting a little, this is getting a little iffy now. Okay. I'm a little scared. That's not helpful at all. So we really need another Rapidash, and we need... So, yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to win this one. No. We really need to get that second... If we would have gotten the second Ninetales setup, it would have been nice. But he won't be able to kill us unless he does have a Giovanni, which he very well may. So we'll survive that. At least we do have that other Rapidash. So 40, 40, 90. So if he doesn't have any health, we might actually get him. But of course, that is a big if. Is it crazy to switch my Rapidash out and then... because then I can also have Farfetch'd. So we'll do that, actually. Yeah, I don't think that's dumb. I'm going to save the Giovanni just in case I can surprise him with it. I wouldn't be shocked to see him switch his Alakazam here. This is interesting, though. I'm curious to see. I think he's going to do that. I think he's going to swap his... That's my baby. Yeah, okay. So he does have that potion. So that stinks, but... It's not the end of the world. If we get a Blaine, we win. So, fingers crossed. Ugh, damn. Yeah, Blaine would have won that for us. But we didn't get one. Which really stinks because... Well, I guess we had a 1 in... We had a 1 in 8 shot. So I'm not going to use the Giovanni. Because it's just better if he doesn't know that exists. I imagine he's going to... See, I also do have a Sabrina as well. So if he swaps... This is why you always play another Pokemon there. This is interesting. I mean, if he just straight up kills my Rapidash, I'm going to win next turn. But I don't think... Yeah, I didn't think he would do that. Well, that will be game over, unfortunately. Unless I get if I get a Sabrina, then I win. Otherwise, yeah, that's game over. Come on, Sabrina. Yeah. Dang, I needed that a little earlier. I needed that last turn. Yeah, so we'll come within 10. That's a pretty good second game. We'll finish it out just to be good sports. So a little RNG goes a little differently. I'm sure I made some mistake. You guys can let me know. What we needed was if we would have got our second Ninetales setup, it would have been GG. We would have had that Blaine just a little earlier. That would have been game. Either way, good game to Rebu. We'll do one more. Do the tiebreaker for the deck. You know, I do feel like most of the time rather, that deck wins. My deck should win in that matchup. But it is kind of cool to see. We haven't played a single EX deck yet, so let's see. This might be the one. Okay, going second. Like I said, I don't mind going first with this deck. We'll drop our Vulpix. We'll drop both of them, actually. And yeah, we've got our Farfetch'd ready to go. I don't mind going, or I like going second with the Farfetch'd out there because... Okay, so this will be interesting. So let's just do some math here. We're going to get the first attack. So we'll have 80 done. We'll do 40. He'll have 1 energy. We'll do 80. Okay. Fine, I've got an X speed. What we really, really, really need here is our Ninetales. Let's go ahead and just start the chip damage. I wasn't thinking I should have placed that Ponyta. That was really silly. If he has another X speed, or another Sabrina, I'm gonna be quite frustrated with myself. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Drawing cards right now is very useful. Let's hope we get a Ninetales. Please, Ninetales. Dang. No Ninetales. This Sabrina could be helpful. Unfortunately, we still can't kill even his backline. We really, really need to get a Ninetales. That's going to be the difference here. He's going to start damaging me this turn. He won't kill Farfetch, but he's going to do a lot of damage to it. Unless if he's got a Giovanni, he will kill it. And his Gardevoir is set up, so not great. We're in a really tough position because we just haven't got the card we need. But if we get a Ninetales now, we win this. I think, anyway. There we go. Okay, so we're in a really great spot. We can actually go ahead and retreat. We will pop Ninetales up there. And see you later, Mewtwo. I will play also my Rapidash. So yeah, I don't even need Blaine here. And really, although Ninetales got the kill, the star of that was Farfetch'd, and now he's got nothing he can do. He'll be able to do 60 damage to us. Actually, yeah, he only gets 1, so he won't be able to do anything. He's probably going to concede. Doesn't really matter. You can finish off Farfetch'd. Oh. I guess it does kind of matter. It's going to slow us down a little. Unless I get an X speed. Because I can't retreat without... That's fine. That is fine. Just go ahead and... do 40. Whack. The piece of grass. Or a leek. It's not grass, but a vegetable. Imagine you're like this massively powerful Pokemon grown in a lab and you get slapped by a vegetable until you're done. So nothing there matters. The only thing that I didn't want to lose is my Sabrina, unfortunately. And she's back anyway. So just a reminder, you can't play Sabrina and Blaine at the same time. He conceded. That's a GG. That is how a Farfetch'd managed to take down arguably one of the most competitive decks in Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket. And that's it. That is it. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this deck and more, please, down below. And if there's one you'd like to see me play, listen, I'll spend the points to do it. Did we level up as well? That would be just... Oh, we're close. We are close to leveling up. Before we go, actually, I will show you guys... I don't know if I still have a Wonder pick for today, but I'll just show you guys why now is a great time to focus on this deck. So there's 2 Wonder picks you can pull right now, which are related. Where's the one that I pulled on? Okay, so here, bonus pick. So this has either Blaine or Rapidash. I think some of the other cards, I think you can also have a Ninetales in this spot. So that's awesome. We'll go ahead and restore this one and pull it just for fun, even though I don't need the cards. There you go. Shopping token. Doesn't help. But this event is on for a few days as well. I think there's about 4 days left. So really, this deck is super easy to assemble. And you can also... you'll get Wonder picks by doing the event. And I mean, just look through your... Like, right here. 2 Ponytas. Another Ponyta there. So yeah, if you want this deck, you can have it. Unlike, you know... it's very difficult to get the Pikachu deck without pulling out Mom's credit card if you don't get really lucky. I also do want to show you guys. I did have to buy... I personally bought a second copy of Blaine, and then I ended up pulling one almost immediately afterwards. But if you're not really familiar with how that works, you just go to the deck, you go to your points, and then Blaine, and you can see all the Pokemon here. So Vulpix is only 35 and 70. I think that's worth it for a deck that's really fun to play and really good. Rapidash, 70 and 35. And then Blaine himself is down near the end. Right here, 70. So you can put this deck together pretty cheaply and have a lot of fun with it. But that's my thoughts. I'll put it up on screen one more time if you guys want to see. And yeah, probably my favorite deck in the game right now. Let me know your thoughts down below.